Hello.
Hi,
Hi, Lux. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm a little good. I was a little bit not feeling well. No, no, now I'm good.
Okay.
So, I hope that you were in touch with the SAT questions and the strategies and the concepts which we learned. Or,
Yes, I
Mhm.
started the number 9, but I'm in finals week at school, so I'm very busy. So I
Oh,
didn't get to finish it, but I started it.
and did you completed 8 as we're doing 8 together?
No, I
Oh,
thought we were just gonna finish that one together.
all right. So then, you have started the 9th, but you have not completed it, right?
Yeah.
Then it's better to continue the 8th test paper.
Yeah.
So we were on which question?
I think question 11.
Mhm. All right, so till 10. Okay, we have done. Now, question number 11. All right, can you try this?
The answer is A.
How do you know?
Well, because when y is equal to x, that means x is 0.
Mhm.
And then x minus 2 is actually x is equal to 2.
Mhm.
And then x plus 3 is x minus 3.
And one more thing I have told you, if you're having the endings, the tails,
Then there's only 3.
yeah, when you're having the tails in the same side, then the
It's
power,
odd.
it's even.
Oh, yeah.
And when the tails are on the opposite side, then it's odd. Then the total power will be odd.
Okay.
So if you're taking it A, and when you're multiplying x, x, and x, the maximum power which you can get is x cubed,
Yes.
which is odd. But for the odd, the tails will be in the opposite direction.
Oh, I see. So it's B.
It's B, exactly, because x squared will also give you two values for x, for x, that's
Yeah,
like
for
0,
0.
0. And that's why B is the answer. That's why,
Okay.
most of the students will take A, but that's wrong.
Okay.
Because the tails will be on the same side in the even power.
Okay.
So this is 11. Okay, let's go to 12.
If 2a over b is equal to 1/2, what is the value of b over a? We have to give a, you can give a and b values.
Then you will not, you have to calculate b over a. It's already given. If you'll take the
Yeah,
values
so
of
b
a,
is equal, b is equal to 2, right?
how do you know?
Well, okay, 2a over b is equal to 1/2. So you can multiply b by both sides. It's 2a is equal to 1/2 of b. That doesn't. And then divide by 2 or multiply by 2 on each side.
All right.
So 4a is equal to b. So 4a over a. Or 2a over 4a is equal to 1/2.
4a over a.
Yeah,
We
but
have,
2a over 4a is equal to 1/2.
yeah, but that's already given. We don't need that. We need this one, b over a. And b is 4a. So 4a over a is how much? Don't you cancel a and a? 4 times divided by a. It's as if it's like 4 times 2 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel out.
So G.
So D, correct. Or else what you could do here is, it's like 2 times a over b. It's 2 times a over b equals 1/2. Now if you'll divide by 2 to both sides, you'll get a over b equals 1/4. Am I right?
Yes.
Since a over b is 1/4, we need b over a. We'll do the reciprocal. B over a is 4 over 1.
Okay.
That way also we can do this, right?
Yeah.
So this was option D. 13.
Oil and gas production in a certain area dropped from 4 million barrels in 4 million in 2000 to 1.9 million in 2013. assuming that the oil and gas production decreases at a constant rate, which of the following linear functions best models the production in millions of barrels in T years after the year 2000? Well, can't we just plug in those numbers?
Yes, we
Or we
can.
can get the slope first.
We can get the slope first. That'll be better.
So X would be time.
Correct.
So 2000, comma 4 and 2013, comma 1.9. So 1.9 minus 4 over 2013 minus 2000. Can I use the calculator?
Is this the calculator portion?
I don't know.
No,
No.
it's not.
4, 5, 6.
How much is 1.9 minus 4?
9 minus 3.1.
Minus 3.1. Are you sure?
No.
3.1 and 1.9 will give you 5.
No, 4. 1.9 minus 4.
Yep.
It's minus 2.1.
Minus 2.1, correct. Minus 2.1 divided by?
Wait, okay, minus 2.1 divided by 13.
So can you check out which option is having this slope?
C.
C, right. Because you'll be having negative 21 divided by 130, same as negative 22.1 divided by 13. So we have done.
And that's correct because the y-intercept is 4.
Correct, yes. Y-intercept is 4 for all the options. So this will not help us, but the slope helped us.
Yeah.
Correct. We are done.
Okay.
14.
Y is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 7. So that means there's 2 solutions in the first equation.
But when you'll be taking only one equation, the solution at that time means, where it is cutting the x-axis.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're taking the two equations, for example, you're having 2 lines.
Yeah.
Right? The solution, that means, you're taking the systems of equations. At that time, the solution means where the 2 lines are intersecting.
Okay.
If you're taking the parabola and a line, the solution at that time means where the line and the parabola are intersecting.
So this one's a line and a parabola.
Correct. This one is a line and a parabola, and you have to check out whether they are cutting or not, and whether they are touching it or whether they are touching each other or cutting or not touching at all.
So y equals to x squared plus 3x minus 7, and y is equal to 5x minus 8. How would I do this?
If you'll be having 2 equations, y equals 2x plus 3, y equals negative 7x plus 8, how would you do these 2 equations?
Add them?
You can, solve them. You can plug in the value of y from one equation into another and check out what is the value of x.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right? You can do substitution, you can do elimination.
5x minus 8 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 7.
Right. Because that will give you those points where these 2 are intersecting.
2x is equal to x squared plus 1, x squared minus 2x plus 1.
correct? Now you have to check out whether you'll be getting the answer to this.
Is that 4ab over 2a?
For
No,
a
b squared minus 4ab.
b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant.
Yeah.
Yes,
So b is so it's 4 minus 4 times 1 is minus 4 times 1. So it's equal to 0, which means there's two solutions.
again,
One solution.
one solution. D is greater than 0, D is equal to 0, D is less than 0. D
Right,
is
right.
greater
My
than
bad.
0 means two solutions, D is equal to 0 means one, and D is less than 0 means none.
Yeah.
Imaginary. So which option?
C.
C, correct. So that means the line and the parabola are touching at only one point.
Yeah, so that means it's like underneath the parabola.
Correct. It might be just at the vertex, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go to the next one. 15.
The function g and h are defined above. What is the function of h?
H of 0.
So first you give g of 0 and then you plug that in.
Yes, correct.
So that's minus 1. So 1 plus it's 2. D.
Good. You're moving faster. Great. So 15, I'll be checking it. D, right. 16.
If a is the solution of the equation above and a is greater than 0, what is the value of a? Should we just plug in a number?
You can do that, but maybe that might take time because if you're not,
Or you can factor it.
you can factor it, you can complete the square, you can use the quadratic formula.
So the quadratic formula would be 1 plus, no, I'd rather do the square, but I always am confused on how the perfect square works.
Whatever the equation you're having, just add and
So-
subtract half of the coefficient of x. Simple.
Yeah, so x is 1/2 and the square root of that is 0.25.
X is
1.
1, so the half of it is 0.5, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll be adding 0.5 square and subtracting 0.5 square.
Oh, okay.
Minus 12 is there. And these first three will give a formula.
Yeah, so x squared plus x plus 0.25.
0.5, not 0.25, 0.5.
But 0.5 squared is 0.25.
Oh yeah, okay. But we don't need to convert that. You know, it's like
Okay.
x squared plus, plus x plus
Yeah.
0.5 square. It's like, in that form, ax squared plus bx plus c. No, it's
Okay.
in that form. A plus b whole squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. You remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll be writing this as x plus y whole squared will be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So what can we write for this?
X squared plus x plus 0.5 whole squared.
Correct. And then you're having negative 0.5 squared means negative 0.25, and then minus 12 equals 0. And you can write this as x plus 0.5 whole squared equals 12.25. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now you can square root both sides.
Yeah, we don't have a calculator.
No problem, but we should be square root of 12.25. Yeah, that's a problem here.
Could we just leave that at
6.6 times 6 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Well, this is a problem here. X plus 0.5 equals square root of 12.25.
It's 3.5. 3.5 times 3.5 is 12.25.
Okay.
So X is equal to 3.
Yeah, that's okay, but if we don't know the square root of 12.25, we are stuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
So which way should we use here instead of
The
completing
quadratic
squares?
formula.
Quadratic formula, great. So can you try that?
So 1 plus minus 1 plus 4 times 1 or minus.
It's -1, right?
Yeah.
-1 plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. So 1 minus times minus is positive.
1,
4
so it's
times 12.
49, square root of 49, which
Okay,
is 7.
okay.
So
-1 plus minus
1
7 divided by
plus
2.
7 over 2. So it's 3 or
1 plus 7 by 2.
that's -8 or -4.
But it's already telling you that a is greater than 0.
So 3.
That's the answer, which we got in the previous way also.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Or you can do the
17,
factoring if you're good in that.
yeah, but you can't factor X in -12.
Well, if you think you can, you should have two numbers.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Yes, you can.
The sum of -2x squared plus x plus 31 and 3x squared plus 7 minus 8 can be written in the form. Well, here we just add them.
Yes.
So -2x squared plus x plus 31 plus 3x squared plus 7x minus 8. So x squared plus 8x 31 minus 8. Minus 1 is 30, minus 7, 23.
Okay.
So x squared plus 8x plus 23. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to 8. Oh, yeah. So 9 plus 23 is 32.
That's the answer. 18.
If xy satisfies the system of equation below, what is the value of y?
What do you mean by xy satisfies the system of equations above?
So that they're equal to 0?
No, I mean, say like, what does this mean? Xy satisfies the system. This xy
That like
point.
that those numbers like can fit into the equation.
Exactly. The point, this one, xy, is
Yeah.
lying on, it's a common point for the two lines.
Yeah.
It's the point where the two lines intersect each other.
Okay.
That is what it means. It's satisfying the system of equations above.
Sure.
So how can you calculate that y coordinate?
Well, so you just do the system of equations,
Yes.
which is 4y is equal to -3.6 and y is equal to 6/4,
How?
which is also 3/2
4y equals what?
equals 6.
6, correct?
And then, so that's 3/2. Y is equal to 3/2.
Okay, 4y equals 6, y equals 3/2. And that's the answer.
Okay.
So this is the point. This is the y coordinate of that point where they are intersecting. We can even calculate the x coordinate also,
Yeah.
and that is the solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the solution. Otherwise, if these two lines would be parallel, then what would be the solution?
None.
And if these two lines will be on each other,
Infinite.
correct, yeah.
Okay. In the circle above, point
19, sorry.
The startup company opened with 8 employees. The company's growth plan assumed that 2 new employees would be hired each quarter every 3 months for the first 5 years. If the equation is written in the form y equals ax plus b to represent the number of employees, employees by the company x quarters after the company opened, what is the value of b? 8.
Correct. Good. 20.
In the circle above, point A is at the center and the length of the arc BC is 2/5 of the circumference of the circle. What is the value of x? So this is like that O is equal to 360 is equal to 2 pi r.
Okay, 2 pi r is the total circumference of the circle. And if you want to calculate the length of the arc, it's like x over 360 times 2 pi r.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling you it's 2/5 of 2 pi r, right? They're telling you this x over 360 times 2 pi r is 2/5 of 2 pi r.
Yeah.
So if you divide by 2 pi r to both sides, you'll be getting x over 360 is 2/5, right?
Yeah.
Now you can solve for x.
You multiply both sides by 5.
You have to calculate
Or do
x.
we just do the ratio?
Cross multiplication?
Yeah.
We can do that, or we can multiply 360 to both sides to get the value of x only.
Okay, x is equal to 360 over 1, 360 times 2 is 720, right?
Yes, right?
Over 5, 720 divided by 5 is 420, 140. X is equal to 140.
140. So this is the x, 140. But are you clear about this, like, completely?
Yeah, I get this.
Okay.
And to get the area, it's x over 360 times pi r squared.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
1 pound of grapes costs $2. At this rate, how many dollars will C pounds of grape cost? A.
Okay, move on.
Tracy collects, sells, and trades figurines, and she tracks the number of figurines in her collection. At what interval did the number of figurines decrease the quiz? 3rd to 4th. Between 3 and 4.
Right, because you have to see the slope. The more steeper it is, the more, faster the decrease is.
Yeah, the drastic,
Correct. 3 to 4, you're right.
In a random sample of 200 cars of a particular model, 3 have a manufacturing defect. At this rate, how many of the 10,000 cars? So 100.
What's the best way of doing it?
3 over 200 x over 10,000.
Good.
30,000 divided by 100 or divided by 200. 30,000 divided by 200 is 150.
Correct.
Dimension of iris petal. The scatter plot above shows data collected on the lengths and widths of iris setosa petals. A line of best fit for the data is also shown based on the line of best fit. If the width of an itosa petal is 19 millimeters in length, what is it predicted? Oh. Well, 1.67 times 19 plus 21.1.
Correct, because we are given the equation. How much should that be?
Times 19 plus.
You can use the calculator.
Yeah, 52.83.
Which option?
C.
Right. Fifth.
In the line above, lines L and M are parallel. Y is equal to 20 and Z equals to 60. What is the value of X? 20, 60, which means, wait, Z is equal to 60?
Mhm.
Well, isn't this parallel?
The lines
So
L
like
and M are parallel.
that angle is also 20.
Right.
So that's 80. So X is equal to 100, which is
Correct.
option B.
Right. Good.
Two types of theaters are sold for a concert or an amphitheater. Tickets to sit on a bench during the concert cost 75. So 75B. And tickets to sit on the lawn during the concert 40. L. Organizers announced that 350 tickets had been sold and that $19,250 have been raised throughout ticket sales. Which of the following system equation could be used? Okay. So B plus L is equal to 350 and 75B. C.
75B plus
No,
40.
D, my bad, D.
Correct. You're right.
In the
Seven.
x-y plane, which of these, oh God. In the x-y plane, the graph of which of these following equations is a line with a slope of 3? C.
Right.
In the equation above which the following is a possible value of x plus 1? Well, you just put numbers in.
Plug in. Correct.
2 equals 2 over 2. So now 4, no, it's not 4 either. Square root of 2 is equal to 2 square root of 2. It's that one, square root of 2.
Right. Because you can write 2 as square root of 2 times square root of 2.
Times.
Yeah, that's correct.
Question 9, 11. Okay. What is the value of K in centimeters?
You can read the information first.
The glass pictured above can hold a maximum volume of 473 cubic centimeters, which is approximately 16 fluid ounces. So volume is 473 is equal to 7 pi K cubed over 48. So 473 times 48. 473 times 48 is 22,704. And then divided by 7.
Okay.
Is 3,243.4.
And then?
Yeah. And then divided by 3.14.
Correct, yes.
Is 1,032 is equal to K cubed. And then we have to cube that.
We have to cube root that.
Or square root of 3, like
Cube
3
root.
square root.
Cube
Cubed
root.
root. 10.1.
Okay, 10.1. Okay, which option?
D.
That's correct. Now let's go to the 10th one.
Water pours into the glass slowly and at a constant rate. Which of the following best illustrates the height of the water in the glass as it fills?
Think about it. You're pouring.
Would be B or C. C?
In the start, the height, the steepness will be more. The increase will be more, and then it'll be going decreasing because now it's going up. It's opening more and more.
Wider.
So C is correct, not B.
Okay.
Because C is having more steepness in the graph in the start. So the height is increasing more in the start as compared to at the end, right?
Yeah.
So C is correct.
Okay. Jenny has a pitcher that contains 1 gallon of water. How many times could Jenny fill the glass with 1 gallon of water?
So this is connected with that, right?
Wait, so how many fluid ounces were in that cup?
How many?
Go
So
up.
we are having 16 fluid ounces for one.
16.
Mhm.
And then, so 1 gallon is 128, and this cup is 16. No, it's the other way around. So X is 128. No, X over 1 is equal to 16 over 128. Or 128 over 16.
Mm. 1 cup is equal to 16 ounces, and how many cups will be equal to 128 ounces, right?
No, isn't it how many cups can go into 1 gallon? So X
Yeah.
over 1.
How many cups will go into 1 gallon? Okay, forget about the gallon. Tell me about in terms of fluid ounces.
Well,
We're already having 1 gallon, right? 1 gallon of water.
yeah, but you're how many?
If you're
But
having
you're saying how many glasses could you get out of the 1 gallon?
exactly. So 1 gallon means 128 fluid ounces, right?
Yeah.
So if the question is, Jenny has a pitcher that contains 128 fluid ounces, how many times could Jenny completely fill the glass with 128 fluid ounces?
8.
That's what I was trying to say, that 1 cup is equivalent to 16 fluid ounces, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That's what I have too. I don't know why I was arguing.
So 1 cup is equivalent to 16 fluid ounces. How many cups will be equivalent to 128 fluid ounces? So that's 128 divided by
8.
16. That's 8. All right, that's correct. We can move to 12.
Okay. Roberto is an insurance agent who sells 2 types of policies, a $50,000 and a 100,000. Last month, his goal was to sell at least 57 insurances. While he did not meet his goal, the total value of the policies he sold was over 3 million. Which of the following system of equality describes X, the number of 50,000, and Y, the number of 100,000 that Robert sold last month? So X plus Y needs to be greater than 57. It's D. Hello?
Oh, I was talking with myself. I was saying that it is something else. Can you read this again? Hello?
Yeah,
Oh,
Robert is an insurance agent
at
who sells,
least. Mm-hmm.
but he didn't make his goal.
What do you mean by at least 57? How much should
More
be
than
X plus?
57.
Okay, it should be more than 57. All right. His goal was to sell at least
Oh, but then
57.
he didn't. Okay, I see. So it's the other way around.
While he did not meet his
57.
goal, the total of the policies sold was over 3 million, which the following systems in equality based on over 50,000 policies. So,
Sorry, yeah, it's A.
okay. But how?
Because he didn't meet his goal, which means that 57 is greater than X plus Y.
I will read the question again. Last month, his
Yeah, but it
goal
says
was to sell.
he doesn't meet his goal, which means he doesn't make it.
Yeah, that's right. But what is the question asking? Which of the following systems of inequalities describes X, the possible number of $50,000 policies, and Y, the possible number of $100,000 policies that Roberto sold last month?
What's
And
the answer?
No, the answer, I know the answer, but the thing is, like, we have to understand it. What, like, how?
It's A or D because it says over 300,000.
Can you first tell me what should be the total number of, what should be x plus y? First of all, clear this thing. What should be x
Less
plus
than
y?
57.
But isn't the target greater than 57?
Yeah, but he didn't make it.
He didn't make it. So let's take it x plus y is less than 57. Okay. And the second thing,
That 50,000 X plus 10,000 Y was less than 3 million.
was less than or what? He sold was over 3
Oh,
million.
greater than 3 million.
It was over 3 million. So
So C.
C, that is the answer.
Okay.
So otherwise it was not A or D or whatever. It was C. So be a little cautious in these types of questions. 13. All right, 13 is here.
If A square root of 1/2 is equal to X, where A is greater than 0, what is A in terms of X?
We have to calculate A in terms of X. So we have to remove that negative 1/2 on the top of it.
Yeah. But I never know what to do with exponents.
Oh. What do you do when you're having a square root of X equals 10? What do you do for solving X?
You square root both of them.
You square both of them, right? Because it's already
Oh yeah,
square
you
root.
square both of them.
And square root means X raised to the 1/2 equals 10, for example, or
Yeah.
100. And what you do is you square both of them. Why do you square both of them? Because 1/2 and 2 will cancel out, 1/2 multiplied by 2, because when you're having the power raised to the power, they will be multiplied. That's the rule of the exponents. When you're having power raised to the power, you'll multiply the powers. So 1/2 times 2 over 1, that's 1. So it'll be x to the 1 equals 100 squared or 10
100
squared.
squared. Yeah.
Yes. The same thing is to be done here, but you're having negative 1/2. So
Okay.
you can raise the power 2, or you can raise the power negative 2 to make it a to the 1. You have to raise the power, that number, which will make it 1, a to the raised power 1. Can we log in
Okay.
again? Can we log in again here?